This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a bit road planner, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys EV clinic in Zagreb. There are several different EV clinics, one in Berlin.
One in Berlin, one in Istanbul is in grand opening, and we have two announced, one in Belgrade and one in Ljubljana, Slovenia. And we have actually one more workshop in Croatia. We jump started it 7 days ago, and it's still operating, and we will have grand opening in 3 weeks.
Oh, great.
But this is the, let's say, this is the one of the first and one of the biggest EV clinic facilities in Europe.
Okay, so I'm going to show a little bit here. So, yeah, like what kind of cars come in for repairs, Vanja?
We are mostly focused on EVs, not so much on hybrids because they are not so repairable, but on EVs we can do mostly anything, and we really focus on most critical things like powertrains, drive units and battery packs, OBCs, DC-DC inverters. So we actually don't do tire change, air conditioning servicing, filter change, suspension. We really don't have time. Our parking lot already has some 50 vehicles waiting, and we really focus on most critical part of the EV.
Okay, if you move a little bit here, and you should see, yeah, for example, that Zoe, what's wrong with that?
I think with this Zoe, it's a common story as usual, charging issues, and the OBC is in defect, and this is one really big car rental company from Croatia, Avantcar, and we help them service those vehicles for customers, and long-term and short-term leasings and car sharing systems and everything else. I don't know, they have maybe 20, 30 those Zoes, and it's mostly OBC in defect. Yeah, we almost never received any Zoe with battery pack defect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
in 5 years of experience. Yeah.
And then see there's a Model S here with a drivetrain out.
This is Model S with customer demanded battery check, overall check of the vehicle, and preventive remanufacturing of the large drive unit, which is already known in the community that it's failing a lot, especially labeled with reman tag, which means that it was already refurbished in Tesla. They have a lot of issues with coolant leak, with bad stator isolation, quality of the stator, but we managed to repair this drive unit with our special procedure and parts to hold. We have one example which made almost 800,000 kilometers with EV clinic refurbished process, and it's still driving. I think this might be maybe in the next year one of the vehicles EVs with original drive unit with 1 million kilometers.
Wow.
Yeah.
But is this one of the large drive units?
Yeah, this is subframe from this customer from Switzerland. He came here for a 5-day vacation to repair the drive unit, and when we disassembled everything, we figured out that his stator still didn't leak, but it's reman, and the stator was so heavily overheated that isolation dropped, and with our experience, it is expected that stator will fail in the next 6 months. So even if we did some remanufacturing without stator change, it would fail. So we offered the customer improved stator, which we produced in Zagreb. We have 4 suppliers. This purple stator is one of the suppliers from Slovenia, and we have 3 suppliers from Croatia. So we have, let's say, 4 industrial lines just remanufacturing those stators for large drive unit. We sell per year around 100 pieces, and this one is intended to make at least 2 million kilometers.
2 million?
Yes.
Wait,
you know what is the most important thing? When we make the refurbished process with our suppliers, even the coolant leak won't damage the stator. So it will survive the coolant leak.
So it means that even though it fits, it's improved, better.
It is improved. On my scale, probably by 2 times.
Wow.
Yeah. And right now, yeah, we have a lot of old Teslas, Model S's with old drive units, and people are trying to do the coolant delete, which doesn't work. We have one vehicle. We have one vehicle here from Austria with coolant delete where stator failed because the overheating happens so rapidly that it damages the stator winding. So it's not advisable. We don't do it. We have a working and sustainable solution with full remanufacturing process and really quality parts to do it properly. If you do it properly one time, it is indestructible. And maybe this is the first motor where we can say that Elon gave his promise real to make 1 million kilometers with motor.
Wow, yeah. It looks like new almost.
Yeah, this is completely new stator from inside.
Wow. And then
this is something similar to the e-Tron. E-Tron has the same issue with the coolant leak, but completely different e-drive with two different sets of seals which leaks, and it damages the stator from inside. This is an induction asynchronous motor, and we are starting to produce those stators for e-Tron. And the first sample will be ready next week. So we will have it at our web shop to offer other customers, because a lot of other workshops are trying to do the same thing. You change the bearings, you change the seals, and with the defect stator, you must stop the job. And you need to change the e-drive, because there is not so many shops able to scan the windings, positions, poles, and everything else to reproduce the same stator again. So there is not so much companies doing that. It's not. It looks easy, but it's not actually easy.
Does it mean that this has been what do you call it?
Rewinded.
Rewinded.
This one will be rewinded. This one is damaged.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, great. But okay, more over to the juicy parts.
Yeah, the juicy part is the battery pack. We have two departments. One is e-drives on the left side, and right side is battery pack department. Right now, we have overload with the customer demand from all over Europe. 80% of our customers are not from Croatia, so we are covering huge area of Europe just from one space. Yeah. So we are covering huge area of Europe to satisfy customer needs to repair the battery packs. But if we balance the number of requests from our customers, we have, let's say, 70% of drive unit remanufacturing and only 30% of failed battery packs. So we have huge portion of all other requests and EV failures. That the battery pack is the last thing to worry about. But anyway, we are trying to do best what we can. We are able to change the cells on Model S. We are able to change the cells on Model 3. We have one machine there where we can disassemble the clamshell from the Model S. We are able actually to disassemble complete module to change all the individual cells. I forgot to mention it to you, but we will show you. This pack had it was warranty return. One of the modules got overheated, and we checked that air conditioning was in defect. It didn't deliver full force to cool down the battery pack on the supercharger. And what most of the EV owners, how to say it, they forgot the importance of the air conditioning. It's not for cabin heating or cooling, it's for battery pack cooling. And one of the modules overheated due to the failed air conditioning system. So we will need to change one module because at least 50 cells are fully degraded. And we are balancing the module to be able to repair this pack. And here is the juicy part, because if you remember, what was his name?
Sandy Munro.
Yeah. He said it's not possible. First he said it's not possible to open the Model S module to change the individual cells. Then we did it. Then he said it's not possible to change the cells inside the Model 3 where it's potted and covered with glue and everything else. Then again we did it. And what is the most important thing, the first sample we did with a taxi vehicle 3 years ago with one cell failure, we experimented, are we able to change one cell and to weld the original fuse back on both sides, so we don't compromise any safety. And we managed to do that, and that Tesla is still driving. She made around 180,000 kilometers with one cell swap. So we extended the life of the battery pack for at least 3 years. And we are doing that. I must mention that it's not always possible because, let's say, better quality cells on the bench, what we analyzed are USA made, NCA. But NMC LG are the lower quality cell than in comparison with the USA model. So we have more LG battery packs long range, which we couldn't repair because the degradation of the complete pack was so bad that changing 1 or even 15 cells wasn't a viable solution to repair the pack, because I want to repair the pack at least to hold 100,000 kilometers. I'm not repairing pack to hold 5,000 for customer just to sell it or to make some shady situations. But in this situation we have, this is USA made. We had probably one interesting case where again heat pump system failed and battery pack overheat, and you can see on the left side we have one group, 2, 3 and 4 groups damaged with overheat, and we will change. I think we changed this module, but we will repair this one. And you can see here we found 6 deteriorated cells, which we will change, and we will balance the pack, we will assemble everything, and we will test it for 7 days. If everything is okay, then we will deliver the vehicle to customer. Here you can see manual measurement and analyzing each of the groups to see which one had, for example, this one was with increased internal resistance. So we test all the cells before we disassemble the fuses, and then we proceed with cell removal.
So you know, in the Sandy Munro video, there was pink foam or whatever.
This is cell to pack.
Yeah, in the Tesla.
Yeah, this is cell to pack, and this will be a little bit much more difficult to repair, but we need one sample to test it, because until we see something and test something, we can't make conclusions. Yes.
But these are cells.
Those are old cells from this module, extracted directly from inside and changed. So this looks like when we get them out, we discharge the cell, then we crumble it from the back side and we pull it out.
You put it new.
Yeah.
So it means that the Model 3, Model Y battery pack.
In my opinion, if you have a long-range Panasonic battery pack, in my opinion, this is maybe one of the easiest to repair, because it is easier to access one cell. You have terminal plates from other side, and you have just plain plastic from the back side. It's top side, so it's much easier to access individual cells and change them. Where on the other side you have, let's say, a Model S modules, we are able to change one cell. But if we need to change, let's say, 20 or 40 or 50 cells, or even all the cells, you need to remove all the terminal plates from both sides, because this module has negative, positive, positive, negative, negative, positive chain connection. So it's not all from one side. I mean, the EV community already knows there is a top side and back side of terminal plates. So it's not possible actually to access the cell directly from one side just to change one. This is extremely complex, and I will show you the machine which we made. There is a special process which we do before. Then we release the glue from the epoxy glue from the cell to the plastic. Then we disassemble complete module. This is a bonding zone for the fuses and for cells when we are repairing wirings and all other problems on any type of the battery packs. This is juicy one. I like it the most. This is one of the first Chrysler edition of electric Fiat 500 from USA. And
Fiat 500e? What is it?
Fiat 500e is the newest generation. This is 500 500 from 2014. A complete battery pack was, I think, what we can see from the marking and labels is completely designed by Bosch. Everything, wiring, slave BMS, master BMS, everything else, and On this one, we had the case where we saved the battery pack, but only one cell was completely shorted. So it is really tricky to change one cell due to complexity. And in this case, we had one cell in this group. Maybe you can see the laser welds here. So we laser welded the original module box when we changed the cell, and we welded back aluminum wirings and everything else. So actually we have original cell inside without changing the module. So whatever we do, we always try to go so deep into the cell level, into the component level. We don't always change the modules or complete battery packs. Yeah. And maybe this is your favorite, Bjorn. This is Kia Soul from 2015.
Oh,
you had one.
Yeah.
I really like this car because it's so nice to drive it. It's so comfortable. It has a heating steering wheel, cool down the seats, and only negative side it has CHAdeMO charging. But we decided we will buy one sample, and we removed the old battery pack, which is heavily degraded, and this is original case. We are now designing all the frame modules, safety, wirings, and everything else. We will implement Panasonic modules from Mazda. This is used in MX-30 surplus production of battery pack modules, and we buy out some, I don't know, 200 kilowatt hour. And we will make the 38 kilowatt hour battery pack for the first Soul, e-Soul. Yeah, and we will test it at least for 6-7 months to see how it behaves. And it should probably have around 300 kilometers of range. 38 kilowatt hours. Soul usually draws about 13 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. Yes. And,
cool.
This is right now one of my favorite projects, and we already did 5-6 battery packs for Electric Smart. I own one with similar modules, but I have 22 kilowatt hour battery pack. My Electric Smart makes 200 kilometers of range. So we really want to be creative to solve some, let's say, some automotive issues which nobody offered solutions. So if I see that nobody's experimenting with something, trying to make tooling, trying to make a proper solution, then we try to develop something, because it will be interesting for the general public, and it will be interesting for us, because this is not just building the battery, this is exploring what we can do and what we need in the future. So what I mentioned before, this is the device which we made with one ex-Rimac engineer. I had idea what we need to do to disassemble the Model S module, because we have plan. This will be interesting for Tesla community. We have the plan. The first stage was to safely remove the board, upper clamshell of the Model S module. But there we had the issue, because there is epoxy on both sides. You can see on both sides of the cell. So that's why the Sandy Monroe said that it's not possible to disassemble the module without destruction. And we can say, hey Sandy, you're wrong, because we did it. There is a special chemical process which we need to apply before we start. Then when we apply the system to release the bond between the cells, then we start pulling and moving the machine to open the module, to open the upper side of the module, so we can release, see? So we can release, let's say, cell and change one by one. But the last step to do that, we need the bonding device for fuse bonding, and it's almost 200,000 euro for just one machine to bond the fuses on all cells. But we will do it anyway. In the next 2 years, our plan is to assemble one battery pack from scratch, recycle old cells, and put original new cells of newest generation to get more range, more capacity, and better charging curve.
Wow.
So we will not destroy anything, we will just change the cells. But the last step is to bond original fuses back, and we are fighting with that because it's huge investment for us. But I want to do it for my Ninja Tesla.
What now? This Model S that I've been borrowing, the P100, it's not just a regular Tesla. You did some improvements.
Yes, I'm trying to hide it for at least 1 year. How did you call it? Ninja Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 years ago almost, I wanted to buy one Model S to experiment with all possibilities, improvements, what we can do better. And I was looking for S85 with autopilot AP1, which is the best. And after that, we made improvement on the large drive unit with special edition of the Stator with improved winding by 4%. So we wanted to see what will we get from it. We got more efficient drive unit, which consumed almost between 140 and between 160 watt hours per 100 kilometers per kilometer. And the second step was to increase the range. When we were increasing the range, I was trying to do different experiments, but then I did a swap of the battery pack. I removed S85 battery pack. I installed one from the Raven from 2021 with low mileage, and after that it was pretty boring because the vehicle was still slow. And then I made the second decision, I will update S100 to the P100. And we removed the base drive unit and we installed the performance one. We coded the complete gateway, made reinstall, and it's working perfectly for the past 1 year and more. Yeah.
So the motor here is the large, the P, well,
it's performance.
P85.
Yes. It was the base in the beginning. Then later it was we put the performance one. We programmed because I needed more power for highways and other stuff. But
this motor that is in here, has it been rewinded?
Yeah, the Stator was rewinded, but with, let's say, a little bit special procedure because it's not always possible to fit more winding wires in the same space. But those guys managed to do it, and because we want to experiment to see what happens if we increase cross section of each phase. And what I noticed that on high speed driving, we had more efficient drive unit, consuming less than before, and we don't have, for example, bearing discharge from the rotor. So actually the new Stator is saving the bearings inside the Stator. But the last step was what was the most common issue, most frequent problem on those drive units was the coolant leak. And what we did, we started using something special made in Germany. It's a graphite seal with low friction, and we used ceramic bearing from SKF on multiple places inside the drive unit to try to get efficient as possible. And right now I made, I don't know, 50,000-60,000 kilometers with this type. Yeah, it's so slippery, you feel it.
Wow. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's less friction than PTFE seal, which we don't use anymore because this is one of the best which we have inside our, we call it Holy Grail kit, large drive unit repair kit, which we have in our lab, which we are assembling and selling worldwide. Yeah. But
Wow.
this is simple. Component by component, you need to improve to find the best supplier, to find the best quality, because I really want those vehicles to make 1 million kilometers. And we already have one large drive unit which we made, I don't know, almost 3 years ago. The customer from Germany, Hans-Jörg Gemini, he already made 800,000 kilometers with our repair procedure.
You know, I had Millennium Falcon, and like roughly around 2016 something, 15, 16, there were lots of drive unit failures. People keep getting stuck by the road.
Yeah,
they kept failing.
It was scary for me, even for me, when I was buying Model S. I heard that there is issue with black screen and with large drive unit failure, and I was always wondering what is so problematic that it fails. Electric motor was invented 100 years ago, and today we have failing drive units. But we need to mention there are some public who doesn't understand. They think that the Tesla make same drive unit from 2012 till 2025. But those are the first units. They are called large drive units. They had a coolant leak issue with the PTFE seal, and design of that cooling system is not perfect. And right now we improved it, but I don't understand why Tesla didn't invest some time. It's because it wasn't too hard job to do that. Yeah. Anyway, they had at least 1,000 engineers maybe to analyze this problem. But
So this car has that thing here, right?
yeah, this car has this on all our customers, which we repair the drive units. Now we implement all best components, and we give our customers. We are probably the one. We give the customers warranty 2 years and unlimited mileage.
Wow, unlimited mileage.
Unlimited
So
mileage.
this motor can go what, 1,000,000 kilometers?
We have 800,000 kilometers already made with our repair, and I'm expecting him to make at least 1 million. We will see. Yeah.
So this car has done 444,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll fly down here when do the countdown to 1 million. 9999. Yeah. Without failure.
Yeah, we are driving constantly. I will call you when Hans Your Gaming calls me that he made 1 million kilometer with his large drive unit. He told me that he will visit me, and then we can make the video, because we changed the oil on 400,000 kilometers, and oil inside drive unit was clean like
Clean,
glass.
wow.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah. So it would be really interesting, because for community it is really important to show that e-drives can make 1 million kilometer if they are done properly, and we need that. It is extremely important. We need to prove the communities and complete automotive industry that EVs are sustainable, but they must be made with high quality and the best components.
Yeah.
And at the end, they must be repairable.
You guys are looking at the legend, the genius. Slovenia, they have Andrej from Metron Institute.
Metron, yes.
And then Croatia, they have Vanja at EV Clinic.
Yes. We have Mate Rimac too.
Yeah, of course. Let's not forget him.
Don't forget him, yeah.
Yeah, so many legends around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.